So just to set some context for everyone so that everyone's part of the conversation in some way, I often say just remain open and empty. When you're open and empty, you see, it's win-win. It's win-win because your true nature as pure awareness is fully apparent to you. It's fully apparent to you. And also the taste of the world is beautiful. You see, not that you're feverish about it or attached to it, but you notice light for the first time. You notice sound for the first time. You see, so everything becomes a lot more alive as you're open and empty. You see? Now, what do you lose? You lose one thing, you see, which is the ability to put this in a narrative. Because as you're fully open and empty, you're in pure perception. And pure perception is impossible to include in the narrative. Then we said, yes, there will be times where pure perception seems very difficult because the mind will come with things like, but I need an answer. This is for work. This is important. You see, you need to do this now. So this idea that I have to do something or what's happening to me or these kind of notions may seem like they have some value. You see? So what to do then? So for that, I've suggested that since you're going with an apparent problem seeming real, then don't go with the troublemaker, the problem maker for the solution as well. You see? So accept that your mind has the ability to ask these questions, but it has no ability to answer them. You see? It has the ability to ask these questions, but it has no ability to answer them. So you go to your intuitive insight for the answer. Everyone with me so far? Nothing. It's just open and empty. But in those times where it seemed like, but this is something, then go to the heart for the answer. This is the intelligence where you know that you exist, where you even recognize music, you recognize love. Your mind cannot understand these things. But I've given you a fail-safe solution to recognize how to realize whether you're being intuitive or you're being mental. You see? What is that fail-safe solution? Ask yourself if you're aware now and stay with that where you know the answer. It's not a conceptual answer. It is not a perceptual answer. It is a deeper place. So this heart, this intuitive insight is not actually the physical region of the heart. But sometimes, for some of you, you may feel like, you see, the mind gravitation and the attraction becomes too strong. It seems too compelling and too true. You see? So in those cases, I've even suggested that you can rest your attention in the heart region. You can even rest your attention in the heart region. Only if you feel like the mind is powerful like this at times. You see, and you yourself, your heart itself can be the judge of that, whether you need that or not. See? So what Joanna is saying is that I'd given her this homework that stay with the heart region. And then she's reporting about what all has happened. Now, one thing I may have also said is that don't evaluate.
Yeah.
You see? And it's fine. It's very natural for us because progress is sort of a deep part of our condition at the moment, where it feels like I need to be able to self-evaluate. And that is the only way I can come to some progress or get further along in this. But you'll notice that these evaluative tendencies are just conditions from the mind. So now, but I may have also said, but you come and tell me what is happening. You see? So it may seem like a contradiction. So now, can we try? So recognize that when you're taking yourself to be the limited me, then you're using the mind as an instrument. You see? How to know you're being intuitive? When what you are is apparent to you. So Let's experiment with this. Are you aware now?
Yeah.
You are aware now. Now, where this answer was apparent, give me a report from there. Don't rush, we have time. Don't be shy and don't feel like I sound arrogant. Don't worry about sounding arrogant.
There isn't anything there to say. Of anything that I've been talking about. Yeah.
How real does your limited life seem now? When I say limited life, I mean that the identity, the story, the narrative, how real does that seem? Don't go to your head for the answer. Just stay with this.
I mean, it doesn't apply like to this.
Doesn't apply. What is yesterday for you?
It's a word, nothing. I'm not even that.
Now, suppose Sriram starts talking, okay?
Mm.
He just starts talking and he's talking about some girl called Joanna. What does that mean for you?
No, right here
Yes.
it's not.
Yes. And I know it can seem a bit like there's like something pulling, something pulling, but we're just neglecting that. We're not bothering so much with it. So it can feel a bit like that. Now, is this what you're experiencing? Is it a question of here or there?
No.
Is it a special state?
Oh, the mind has little something on the outside to say that, but no, it's before the mind coming in, so it's just here.
Is it something for you or something for you to do?
No.
Who are you here?
It feels hard to answer, but somehow.
Some mixing can happen. Some mixing can happen. Don't worry. Just take your time again. Rest in your heart. Relax fully. Don't worry. There are no right or wrong answers.
some other things are, yeah.
Say,
Maybe some other things are like trying to creep in.
yeah, but just notice them lightly. Don't bother with them. I promise you, I guarantee you that they do not bring any truth into your life. So, what are we doing here? We are recognizing that there are two different instruments. There are two different instruments. One instrument is like a storyteller. It has the limited identity at the center of the story. And all it can do is tell stories. It is just determining the nature of what this is, what is happening to you, what is better, what is worse. It is just story. The other instrument is intuition, your heart, where anything that is valuable, that is true, is known only here. It is from here that you recognize your being. It is here that you recognize awareness. Love, joy, truth. Even some of you are enjoying this music without understanding a word of it. So it is not in your head that you are enjoying it. So something intuitively resonates. So that where self is known, without needing any concept, without needing any effort, without needing any mechanics, without needing any purpose, there everything is known. It is not as if, oh, that is where you go to in satsang because their self is only known. There is only the self. There is nothing to be known outside of the self. So don't allow your mind to create a category which says, no, but that is satsang. But when I have to work, when I have to send an email or I have to talk to my boss, then I need to become mental. That is just not true. And over the years, we've taken so many examples of this intelligence, how it moves this whole universe and all the organisms in this universe so beautifully. Now the mind will offer you something which tells you this is what's happening. Tell me if this is what's happening, you take it to be true. But it should cover everything that is happening right now. What is happening? What is this? If you take a limited definition of what is happening, then you will take yourself to be limited. Tell me everything that's happening. Every experience, every phenomena, every vibration, every sensation. Capture the entirety of a story, if of your story in a narrative if you can. Otherwise, don't capture it at all.
Yeah, this with the capturing, making comments of this, that, and the other is just an area I know.
So just notice that, but don't use anything to beat yourself up with. So these observations, you just observe them, but you don't take them personally.
Just they can feel very like they're coming from you, really personal.
That which feels like or just seems like is Maya. You see? That which just seems like or feels like. Maya is designed to feel like.
Mm.
You see? So if you
Yeah.
just going with, but this feels like, it feels true, it feels alive, it feels like this, it seems like that. You see? Are you aware now? Does it feel like or seem like?
Okay. Just is.
See? So Joe, go with that. That just is, not just because it feels like or seems like. This whole world is a big seeming. And if you keep going with, but it feels like, which is just like saying it seems so true, it seems like, then you keep following for that trickster, which is just the narrator of what feels like, but not what is. It can feel strange because we were taught initially in spirituality that don't go with your head. You see, just follow your feelings. Your feelings will guide you. That's utter bunkum. Huh? Don't follow your feel.
No.
You're feeling like a crazy bull. You keep dancing like just all over the place. So, so don't go with that kind of spirituality. You see, don't follow your head. Don't follow your feelings. Just follow your heart. And your heart is not the center of feeling. It is the center of the universal intelligence called intuition. And you have no excuses left. You see, because over many years, we try to demystify this intuition, and now it is just the pointer is very clear. Where it is apparent that you are aware, that is your intuition.
And when it comes with feeling and doubtful thoughts and feelings that just nothing is working, nothing's happening, this is too strong.
Yeah. What to do with that when it comes? Okay, let's take both the scenarios. Huh?
Just rest.
In the first scenario, take it to be true. Just take it to be true. All this you are trying, nothing is working. Yes. Now, what does that do? So one seeming taken to be true leads to another seeming which all of us are here to cure. And that seeming is called suffering. That seeming is called identity. What do you want to juggle along with self-knowledge?
Nothing, actually. I don't know where
Life
it's.
of Joanna, how are you going to run this life?
There may be it. Yeah, there's something with this, the doer, that doership of it still, of like trying to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you did everything that you could, where would it get you? Would your awareness become more aware? Would your being become more being?
No, it becomes like this. um have to do this, and it goes to that extreme. Like, don't talk. I was literally saying to you, like, don't speak. I can't speak because if I speak, it's just the mind. I need to just stay here. It was just getting a bit too much. This over intensive.
You know, what is the root of all of this? Is the evaluative tendency.
Mm.
You see? If you make a state out of this, then you'll make a state out of its opposite. And both will seem personal. Whose awareness is this? Are you a Joanna being aware? Are you a Joanna being aware? You see? Because if that seems like it is true, and that seems like we take to be true, then you will also take yourself to be a Joanna which is not aware, that is being mindy. You see? So
Yeah.
if the Joanna or whatever identity you take yourself to be becomes the primary, which is then going to the awareness state and then the mind state. You see?
A little of this. This sounds a bit. Yeah.
So, so don't worry. You see, right now, show me Joanne. Who does this awareness belong to? Where will you go for this answer? That is more important than the answer itself.
Because it's like, I don't want this to be the mind answering, but that's also the mind saying that.
The thief rescues the policeman.
It just is. It's better not to give it's evaluation. Better not to pause for too long, I was going to say.
Don't make any conclusion.
Oh, please just get rid of this one.
It's on. It's completely up to you. And Mahesh asked for this question a little earlier. You see, when I say it's up to you, it's up to you as consciousness. Satsang is consciousness speaking with consciousness. Only consciousness is here. There is nobody else. So consciousness is playing this lila, this game of identification and disidentification. So your being has full power. You can never say, but this has too much power. The mind is too strong. Is it too strong for whom? It cannot be stronger than the being itself.